Hey, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and here I like to explore the world of fountain pens, ink, and paper. And today it is a pen. It is one that I've wanted to review for a long time, the Narwhal Original Plus. It is a vac filler pen. And this one comes in the Lovina Graphite Acrylic with rose gold trim and is one of the newer offerings from Narwhal. Now, it's been a while since I reviewed any Narwhal pens, so I'm really kind of excited to try one that is completely different from those other two. So let's just flip the camera and dive on in. And when you get your Narwhal, and it is still said Narwhal despite the Icelandic spelling, it comes in this nice packaging, very, very simple. Pull on the thread and voila, you get, well, first you get instructions on how to fill and take care of your pen, and it is multilingual. And then on the back, you have your warranty card, which clearly I need to fill out. I haven't done that just yet, but I need to. And then we get to the pen. And there's no accessories or anything like that, although it looks like there's a spot for a piston wrench or something, but not in that box. Feel free to tell me if there should have been one in there or not. Anywho, let's get to the pen. The pen is in that Lovina Graphite trim with rose gold. So black acrylic, a clear demonstrator type barrel and rose gold trim, and a bit of sparkly material in the cap and in that valve knob, but not so much that it's tacky or overdone. I think it looks quite good overall and ties in well overall. Works out to be a pretty good looking pen. At the top you have just a polished rose gold finial, and then you have that clip, which is familiar and works quite well, no issues there. On the trim ring it says Narwhal in the old spelling on the original Plus. On both sides, no model designation, just a dimple on each side, that's all that is. Very, very simple. Another trim ring down here next to the valve knob, which again is that black acrylic with the glitter. Cap comes off in 1 and 2 turns, so that's nice and easy. It can be posted and it would be nice and secure, no issue there, but it makes for a very long pen and definitely back weighted. I would recommend just writing with the pen in its unposted form, and very comfortable. Good length there, nice and balanced without that cap back there, just the way to go. The grip section is a nice length, gives you plenty of place to find your sweet spot there. And that brings us to the nib, and Narwhal usually puts some really good nibs in their pens. My experience has been good. I like the ones that I've written with. This one is a fine, as you can see designated here on the side of the nib. Nice engraving, good logo on there. I like the way that they do that. Coming around to the feeder side of things, you see that it is a typical plastic feed. Maintenance of these pens is really quite a straightforward affair. The nib unit does screw out. I'm not going to bother with that today, but you can unscrew the nib unit and clean that out entirely. The grip section, of course, also unscrews, and I will show you that, so that you can clean this out. If you're wanting to do a quick clean, you can obviously just open that up and clean that out and flush it out. If you're using the same ink again, that's probably fine. But if you're switching inks, I would recommend getting your wrench. You can see that there are flat sides there, and you can just unscrew that, open that up, clean that out entirely, flush it out, dry it out properly, because the slightest unseen drop of water in this mechanism is going to end up on the ink side of things. Maybe with some inks that you have that won't matter, but sometimes it will. Now, I put the pen back together before I pointed these out, but there are 2 silicone O-rings there, and also on the grip section itself. For our size review today, we have, of course, the Narwhal Original Plus next to a Wing Sung or Piley in its home market, 3013 or 013, depending on the branding of the pen. You know, this is an inexpensive little vac filler that I've had for years now and never had any trouble with that pen at all. Very reliable, but stiffer competition to the Narwhal would definitely be the PenBBS 456. Now, my favorite 456 that I have is actually that dark brown color. I think sometimes it's called Gloom or something like that. I don't know why it's called Gloom. Kind of makes me happy. But here we have one that I bought for a highlighter experiment that I'm going to do here in the future. And then for something altogether more standard, we have the Lamy Safari. If you were to post the pen, you can see why I would recommend not doing it. This is really quite a long pen. The Safari is a long pen when posted. The Wing Sung Piley 3013 actually does not post. And the 456, probably the best balanced here if you are somebody who insists on posting with your pens. And then when you get these pens in their unposted length, everything balances out nicely. They're all about the same length, different weights, different thicknesses, different writing experiences, but all four of these pens, really enjoyable writers. And ink today is going to be Private Reserve Ebony Purple. New ink to me, that looks really good. To ink up this pen first, you open up that valve, pulling that all the way to the top. Then you put the pen down into the ink and you press down. And when you get to the wider opening in the barrel, that pen will fill up. There's a lift on my part there. The model again for this is called the Original Plus. It's a fine nib. And again, this is a number 6, and it is steel but rose gold plated, there for appearance purposes. Again, this is Private Reserve Ebony Purple. Looking at the pen for wetness, I think that's pretty good for a fine nib, and I really like this shade of purple. If you're looking for a darker shade, this is really nice. Not a lot going on as far as sheen or color variation or anything like that. It's just a dark purple. Ooh, my 4 went crazy there. I think this writes well. It is a nice fine line. Flow seems to be pretty good there, as you can see there. Pen is comfortable to write with. Be interesting to see how it keeps up in my speed test here in just a second. I don't know if that was me or the pen there. All right, last week I won a radio trivia contest, and I'm going to ask you the same question and see how many of you get it. What does the U.S. government have over $1 billion of? Answer in the comments below. I'll pin the answer after a little bit of time has gone by after the release of the video. Now let's do our speed test. I'm going to do my best not to lift or turn that nib so that we can see the pen's performance instead of mine, but we'll see. Ready, set, go. All right, I just saw, I didn't feel a lift. There's a little bit of a line skip there, almost a line skip there. Then it continues, but it's very thin. So maybe 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. I don't know if that's me or the pen. Overall, it's fine. It keeps up in normal writing, but yeah, maybe a little bit there, but it could have been me. We'll see. Now, this writing test ended up being about a week after I filmed the rest of this review, which was not planned. You know, a little bit of a technical problem, and so I had to come back and redo the writing test. And what I found in writing with the pen for a week or so is that it does do very well. Good performance. I really like the feel of the build of the pen and the materials of the pen. You know, it's a simple design and fairly classic shapes, so there's nothing, you know, groundbreaking there, but it works well and the quality seems to be really good, and it does feel like you're getting a really good pen for the money. So I'm very pleased with it so far, and it's been quite good, and I'm enjoying writing with it, and that's really what it's all about, enjoying the writing process with your pen. So tell me what you think about this pen. You like it, you don't like it. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you're looking for a gift, and that would make a nice one. I think this would make, you know, graduation gift for some people or things like that. Nice pen. So once again, thank you everybody for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes, and God bless you, and I hope you have a